So for this week's episode, I had the luxury and privilege to do a retirement ceremony out in Philadelphia at Ton Tavern. I cannot thank Irreverent Warriors enough for this opportunity. And matter of fact, I'll go ahead and share with you the video.
Sergeant Spedden, report! Attention to order! Certificate of retirement from the Armed Forces of the United States of America. To all who shall see these presents greeting, this is to certify that Sergeant Robert B. Spedden, Jr., having served faithful and honorably, was retired from the United States Marine Corps on the first day of June, 2024, Washington, D.C., signed, General.
I want to say thank you to all of you guys. I didn't get a chance to have a retirement ceremony. There's reasons for that, so if you ever want to get on social media, I will be wide open about it. But you guys have now been my second family. So it just happened to come that this letter hit me. It said it's June 1st. I was like, we got a hike out of Philadelphia. We're going to have Ton Tavern. Let me reach out to Matt. Matt said, let's make it happen. So you guys don't understand how much sometimes you help each other. In February, I was ready to call it the end. Like, I'm done. And then I reached out and I said, hey, let me try being with IW. I got out with IW Richmond. Sean was great. Now this is my second hike. And just continue to be there for you.
Now, is what I did what I had planned on doing my whole career? No. But obviously, we all know that my career didn't go exactly as planned towards the end. But it was nice to kind of wrap up a little bow to it and finally, or at least hopefully, put all this stuff to rest. I mean, I look back at some of my content and I'm like, man, how many times do I talk about Hawaii or the court-martial or things like that? It's just, but then I also look back and I think about it like this. Again, with mental health, no one can directly tell you how to heal. All they can do is give you some tools, give you some advice. But this is not an exact science. And sometimes it's even harder when other people throw at you that you should have long been done and healed from it. I mean, even by doing this retirement ceremony on TikTok, I'm assuming they're bots. I'm sorry, I'm gonna call you a bot when you got a fake ass account and you don't even have, like, beyond a name, you don't have a real picture and you don't have content. Sorry. Whatever you are, I don't care. But anyways, I got some of these negative, comments or, you got to move on, stuff like that. You're not even in, da-da-dee, and you got to take that with a grain of salt. That's another thing, You got to get stronger, especially when you're posting on social media. You got to get stronger for what people are going to say to you, what you're going to deal with. But when they say all that, it's just like there's no exact science to mental health. You never know what your triggers are going to be. And in all seriousness, this is just me. I will tell you how I felt. I get this email saying that we went ahead and we finished your medical board. You are no longer temporarily disabled. You're now permanently disabled. Great. Didn't know that we were doing my medical board. Thought I had to participate in that, but anyways. So you're now permanently disabled. We want to verify your address so we can send you the proper information so you can get your new ID. Cool. So a day later, literally a day later, because I instantly responded to this message. I called him. I said, everything's good. I get my certificate of retirement. And again, for me personally, I was like, I'm a moto guy. Anybody who's been around me knows I'm a moto guy. So here you are giving me this piece of paper to do what with? Go out and maybe have my dad read it in the living room in front of my family? Like, somebody might be like, well, that'd be good enough for me. That's you. But I'm sitting there like, there's got to be more to, like, what? That was like disheartening. Like, part of me did not know I was getting the retirement certificate. So when I did, I was like, can we do something about it? And luckily, you know, it just happened to be in line with the hike that I had already had planned in Philadelphia with Irreverent Warriors. And, you know, I reached out to who was running the hike. And I said, hey, this is my situation. This is what happened. I even sent them my court-martial paperwork, you know, just to let them know what was there. And is this a possibility? And they're like, do you want to do it at Ton Tavern? And I said, yeah, let's do it. And it was short, quick, to the point, as you saw in the video. Short, quick, and to the point. But it was still more than anything else that I could have done. And I needed that. And honestly, these couple of days since has felt more closure from the Marine Corps side. And I'm hoping that now we're done. All that, it's over. Obviously, part of the fear I had, and it already came true, is, you know, sometimes the video does bring back stuff. People ask you questions because for some reason it's the first time they're catching up with you on social media. You know, why did you get court-martialed? Why is this? But the good thing, it's weird to say the good thing, is I have talked so much about it that, you know, I can just be like, hey, here's this video, watch it at your leisure, and you'll know more about it. Now, it's good to put that to bed. Blah, blah, blah. They're not all perfect gems when I speak sometimes, because my mind's kind of on class tonight. So I'm trying to get this video knocked out before I've got to get to class. So sorry if I do not speak properly sometimes. But the next one is, it really shows me what hurt the most. I mean, I already knew what hurt the most of what happened in Hawaii, but this really amplified it. Because does it suck I lost my rank? Yes. Does it suck I didn't get to do 20 years? Yes. Does it suck I got court-martialed? Yes. But if I had my person beside me, I feel things would be a little different. And that's why it sucks, because like I did all this in Philadelphia and it's like, all right, chapter closed. And then we got like ex-wife chapter not closed. And not saying that there's anything there to like, there's no sparks, there's no get in the rumorville of like somehow we're talking. We're definitely not. I'm blocked on freaking everything. All right?
Hey, look at us. Look at us. Huh? Who would have thought? Not me. Hey, look at us. Look at us. Huh? Who would have thought? Not me. Hey.
But it's just disheartening where it's like, there's things that I would still like to say. There's questions I'd still like to ask. There's feelings I still have from that situation. And it hasn't really allowed me to close that chapter the way that I want to, and I'll probably never be able to close it the way that I want to. But again, it's hard, it's difficult, and it is what it is. But that's why I said that this experience over this past week just really in a sense, expose what I already knew. Now I'm also working on, like I said, I'm getting ready to go to class tonight, which is for peer-to-peer specialist. And basically, depending on how you're set up as a peer-to-peer specialist, depending on where I possibly get hired, I'm dealing with people that have mental health, mental illness, and or substance abuse issues. And I'm learning how to be a peer and to get them from point A to point B so their life can get going in a better direction. One of the toughest things that I feel like is going to be, well, actually, I feel like there's going to be two main hurdles that I have to deal with. One is boundaries. Boundaries in the sense of I'm not so worried about their boundaries. Like, I'm not really worried about theirs. Like, I think as long as we have clear, concise communication, their boundaries will be just fine. It's probably more if somehow, some way, they find me via social media and they see how open I am. I'm only this open because what I've realized for myself is by being this open causes other people to be open with me, converse with me, feel like they can tell me anything. And at the end of the day, that's where I want it to be. I don't expect somebody to be as open as I am. But what you can do is be truthful and honest in what you do say, so hopefully you can get the help. So I'm worried, like I said, that somebody could somehow find me via social media and be like, oh, like, can I really trust this guy? Because he talks about everything. That doesn't mean I'm ever going to talk about your stuff. I don't. If there's things that I wanted to unload, show clear, that would be some of the drama that I dealt with in the Marine Corps and some of the stuff that I saw behind closed doors from a leadership standpoint and even as a junior Marine standpoint. And I have not jumped on that grenade yet. So if I haven't done that yet, they're going to be the first people I go after before I go after just some random person I'm trying to help. But the other issue that I see and what concerns me is maybe what the boundaries are for the company that I'm working for. What rules and things like that. Because with mental health, sometimes we can't just sit there and stick in the box. We can't. Because obviously if we've been doing it the same way year after year after year and things aren't changing, we got to find a way to change it. I mean, we sit there and we talk about with veteran suicide and it's like 22 a day. But what are we doing different than we did last year? And what are we doing different than the year before? So it's all about that, finding out different resources and doing what they need to do. And that is now becoming my mission, where I want to help people with mental health, mental illness, veteran issues. What that's all going to look like over the next year or so, I don't know. I don't know. I would like to get paid at some point. Being jobless right now sucks. And I'm blessed that I have a family that lets me stay with them right now. But it is what it is. I've appreciated all your guys' support. I am going to do my best to get better at doing this more in a routine. But, life happens. The last thing I will leave you with is know whether or not you failed to do something because you were just actually lazy, or you failed to do something because mentally you just weren't there. Once you figure that out, you can give yourself some grace, and that's probably the most important thing that you can do. Don't be too rough on yourself unless you know you need to be. But as Forrest Gump says, that's about all I got to say about that. And you guys have a great day. Peace.